Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. Hey y'all, I'm calling on all the sisters in the G Hive, baby. The Goddess Hive. How y'all doing? Y'all know I love helping the women align with their life purpose, using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. It is time for our inspired goddess community morning circle. Come on, y'all. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, baby. You know what I mean? We make every day a good day. Turn it up. Turn it up. Come on. Come on, goddesses. These transits got a sister sitting down these days. But I'm still going to get my little dance on. Come on. Come on. Where y'all at? Where the goddesses at? How are the hashtag replay goddesses? How y'all doing out there? Okay. Buenos dias, G-Hive. How is the Reina Paulette? How are ya? Come on, Peg. Yes, the Queen Peg. She is here in living color. It's a good day because we alive, goddesses. Come on. How you doing, Keita May? All right, come on. Let's hit these Afro beats, Paulette. We're going to party, even in the new moon retreat, Paulette. Because I know Paulette is going to be there in the house. All right, it's about to drop. What's up, Rachel? How are you? So, Cara in the house. Welcome, welcome. How are y'all? Happy hump day. Welcome, goddesses. So glad to have y'all here. Again, greetings to the hashtag replay sisters. So glad to have you here. It's always so lovely to come in and have our weekly powwow, our weekly sister circle. And let's just go on ahead and begin to move into the circle even more and more and more. Yes, I love it. Dancing in the garden. I love it. I love it. How is the goddess, the priestess, Serene Rivers, Grand Rising? How are you, Queen? Glad you are here. Thank you, everyone, for being here with me this morning. Well, you know what? I can tell y'all right now, I have a Neptune transit, and music is everything to me right now. So I'm just going to turn it on until we actually get to doing whatever we're going to do, because I just have to have music right now to kind of keep me. Okay, so we are in the waning moon phase, and so it's time for us to be looking at what we're going to release. I want to talk a little bit about, I have 2 questions I'm going to ask y'all. I have a little deck that I was like, oh, I never use this deck. So I pulled 2 questions for us to talk about from that. And we'll do a little bit of a mindfulness practice. And we will also continue to talk about a happy pocket full of money, which I'm using to guide our discussion on metaphysics. I'm all about empowerment, goddesses. It's time for us to walk in our power. And part of the way we do that, you know how we say knowledge is power. So once we understand how things work, then we're able to more consciously and intentionally guide our lives, guide our manifestations. My hope is that you all continue to own your power. And part of you owning your power is knowing who you are, which is the goddess incarnated, baby. I would love to have y'all join me in the new moon retreat. You know, I'm all about going back to the ancient times, the ancient practices, and part of what the women did back in the day. How did the women survive? How did they make it? They came in circle, they came in community, and they were able to vibe and thrive. This is part of the reason that we show up each week. So I would love to have y'all join me in the Virgo New Moon Retreat. Y'all, folks be sleeping on Virgo energy, but right now, Virgo is like, y'all either with me or you not. And Virgo is like, and I ain't even worried if you think you're not with me, because guess what? You gonna be with me. So y'all come on into this retreat. Let's unpack the month that we've just experienced. Let's get all clear and let's get ourselves renewed, rejuvenated, refreshed, and replenished as we move into this next time. So I like to kind of think about that we live in oh, it's good for us to operate according to quarters. There's this book called The 12-Week Year. And in business, that's something that we like to do. We like to kind of plan based on quarters because it gets you moving, it gets you popping, right? And it gives you a focus 90 days at a time, baby. This is how we want to live life 90 days at a time. How do we know there's something to this? Well, we have summer, which starts with Cancer season, then it goes into Leo, and it ends with Virgo. Okay. So this is one of our 90-day sprints, and we're going to in Virgo, like to me, Virgo is that time to be like, all right, let me just get real with myself and let me see what do I really need to do in order to get myself on track or to finish what I've started, right? So this will be wonderful, and it's very different from what we do here. It's similar, but it's different. So I want y'all to know this is amazing what we do here live, but you want to come into the circle to get extra. You want to come into the circle to get something that you missing out on here on the live, right? Here on the public facing page. It's other stuff that I got for you. Just come on into the retreat with me, and yeah, I'm gonna hook you up and all that kind of good stuff. Now, just to finish up talking about this, today is the last day. I extended your the early bird special because I really didn't talk about it a lot. So today is the last day to get the early bird special, and you can just go into the link in the description box of this video and you'll find that link. And actually, I'm going to start closing off when you can register. So this Friday, that's it. After the Friday, I'll just be prepping on Saturday. So doors close on Friday. I have 5 spots left available. And so let's see here. Who else is here? Grand Rising Virgo Bliss. Welcome, Queen. Yay. I'm so happy, Paulette. Come on in. Okay, y'all. I don't have a happy birthday song to play, but happy birthday to Serene. Happy birthday. How are you? Wow. I feel so honored to have you here. Let us celebrate the Queen, Serene. Oh, 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 oh. Happy birthday, Queen. Thank you for being here. Yes. Happy solar return to the goddess Serene. Wow. Such a beautiful, powerful soul. Like Serene is one of the baby priestesses, but she don't roll like a baby priestess, okay? She be bringing the funk. Feliz cumpleaños. I'm working on it, Paulette. I'm working on it, Paulette. Okay, so let's just think about like right now, we are in the waning moon phase. I'm gonna bring up the moon phases calendar so we can make sure we have our practice. Do y'all use the moon phases calendar? Um, do y'all look at it? Most people don't, because if you don't really know what to do with it, guess what? You may not really know what to do with it. So this is the moon phases calendar. Today is the 24th. Okay, so we're at the waning crescent. Ooh, this is good to know, sisters. Okay, so this is actually a banishing day. So let's talk about what we want to release. What do we want to let go of? And I forgot I'm doing the workshop or the retreat, I should say, on the new moon. So we're gonna really be in that energy of the new moon. So today is definitely a time for banishing and releasing and letting go. And I want to ask you to think about, what are you resistant to? What are you resistant to? That is probably an area where you can do some banishing. Oh, very good question. I'm gonna drop the link in. Hold on one second. Oh, it's easy. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna. I know why I did it. Hold on one second. Uh, Let me go in and grab it real quick. Um, but we want to be thinking about, what are the things that we want to release and let go of. And you always have a clue as to what needs to be released and let go of when you think about, what are you resisting? What are you resisting? Okay, Bliss, you should see the link to join where you get the discount in the comments. Yay. Good morning. Yes, enjoy your day. I know you're in mom mode. Sometimes when we're in mom mode, we don't really get to like celebrate full out like we want to, but we celebrate you. We celebrate you, Serene, and I hope you get to do something special for yourself, okay? Okay, so let's have that discussion, y'all. The waning crescent moon. What do we need to release and let go of? With the waning crescent moon, what needs to be banished? So I'll tell y'all what I've been doing. Y'all know I'm working because I was like, oh my gosh, I've waited until, I'm not gonna say it's like no turning back, but it's almost September and I haven't reached my goal in my weight adjustment plan. I'm no longer in weight loss mode. I'm in weight adjustment. And I'm ratcheting the number down. I'm turning the knob where the weight is going down. Okay. I'm making donations. And so I was like, what am I resistant to? Why has this not happened this year? And I just started looking at my resistance. Okay, I'm resistant to working out. And so what do I need to let go of? I need to let go of like whatever's in here that is resistant to working out. And so things that I'm doing are, well, that's what I've decided. I'm releasing that. And no matter what, it's going to be working out. It's going to be happening. So yesterday, one of the things I did was I um I told my husband, I was like, okay, I'm going to go do this workout and I need to report to you that I've gotten it done. Cause sometimes I'll start a workout and I don't finish it. That's why I like doing a live. I do online workouts. I'll start it, but I don't finish it if it's a recording. And so I know he like a Virgo. He's not a Virgo, but he's like a Virgo. Okay. First thing I saw him do was look at his watch to see what the time was. I was like, "You're taking your job way too seriously. Please don't do that." Ah, perfect, perfect. Excited. Yay! Come on and join in, Bliss. This is so exciting. I always love it when I have the new sisters who haven't been in circle join me. So that's awesome. Okay, so I want y'all to be thinking about that. This is when we're living according to the moon cycle, we really want to work with this energy. And so the waning crescent moon, I don't know where I had this little thing, but the waning crescent moon, this is like the last little bit. Actually, this is a day where we want to kind of keep our energy a little bit low. Waning crescent moon is sort of like you're preparing yourself to go into, so each moon phase is, there's active moon phases and there's passive moon phases. Good morning, Azizi. Ah, ah. Good morning, Azizi. There's active moon phases and passive moon phases. And so the waning crescent moon phase is actually a passive phase. And so the energy is a little bit lower. And when we're in that passive phase, it's more contemplation and um it's more let me see here, contemplation and rest. It's definitely a time of rest. And sometimes it's like a time of reorganization, depending on which moon phase it is. And so uh, the new moon phase is active. It's an active moon phase, even though it's actually a time where you really just want to be planting seed. And so you can see here the new moon phase is the 25th, the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. This is awesome. We have these 4 days that we know where we want to be planting seed. The 29th is when the moon goes into waxing crescent. So both the crescent moons, we see just a sliver of them, but one of them is just like right before the moon goes dark. Once the moon is dark, which is the new moon, we still kind of keep our energy low. We're not taking action on what we're doing. We're planting the seed. We're in manifesting mode. We're doing everything we can to keep our energy in a receptive place so that, whatever seeds we plant, we actually will take the action to manifest it. Then when the moon goes into waxing crescent, that's actually a passive moon phase. And so what we're going to do with the waxing crescent is we actually do start taking action on the seeds that we planted. And we're allowing the energy to grow, and we are like looking for the cues that we're going to begin to take on what action, because manifestation is about taking inspired action. So yeah, I'm excited about this moon in a way. In a way, I'm not excited about this moon because happy Virgo season to the fellow Virgos. You know what? I said happy Virgo season in my video on whatever day that was. I think it was Monday, but I need to say it here live. Thank you, Azizi. Happy Virgo season to all the fellow Virgos, or all the Virgos out there. I'm not a Virgo. Yes, Virgo season is here. I definitely been in my head, but in a good way. Nice. Definitely releasing old thought patterns. Now I love that. I love that. And focusing on self-discipline. So I want y'all to think about something. We I want y'all to think about the fact that how we want to learn how to work with this energy. And a lot of us, this is something I was going to say about why it's important to come to the new moon retreat on the regular. It's not like when things are wrong. It's not when things are right. It's just this is what we do. Just like in the morning, we get up, we brush our teeth, we shower, we exercise, we watch what we eat. Because when we do those things, we find, and this is so Virgo-esque, we find ourselves, we are able to keep ourselves in balance. Life feels, we get grounded, and when it's important. And I know a lot of times we've done this in the past, but off and on, most people are not consistent with it. With every month, I'm going to stop and I'm going to unpack the month before. I've started going out of my way to unpack the month before. And then what do? We like get ourselves tanked up, we get our energy all clear, and then we're able to plant the seed so that we can hear the inspired action. And if you do this month after month, year after year, then you're going to find that the deviations that we take are not as great as when we're not consistent with doing this work. So again, I hope that y'all join me. But if you don't join me, and if you can't be there live, get the replay. But do this work month after month after month. I make it easy because you don't have to think about it. I'm gonna have everything you need to think about unpacking your month. I'm gonna have everything you need to think about clearing your energy. I'm gonna have everything you need to think about when it comes to planting the seed in the month moving forward. So the other thing that I just want to emphasize about why the spiritual lifestyle, the spiritual practice is so important is because, when things are good, people don't always think about, the importance of the spiritual lifestyle, the spiritual practices. Is when things go awry that think about it. When we went through 2020, all of a sudden everybody's attention was had. Okay. Folks' attention was had in 2020. Even in 2021, it was just one huge transit all of 2021. It was rough. Um, and so, I knew we were gonna get a little bit of a break this year. I never predicted it was gonna be perfect. Um, but I do think that the tide, and I'm not being hyperbolic, I'm just telling y'all, as my mama would say, the true truth. I'd be wrong if I didn't tell you. I am telling y'all, Virgo is like, I'm trying to tell y'all, get your spiritual lifestyle, get your spiritual practices together because is what's gonna anchor us for when other things come. One thing that I noticed about my husband Craig is, I remember when his mom was making her transition back to ancestral realm, and we lived 90 minutes away from his parents. And he was traveling between the two locations because, our kids were here. He was going to work. He would go up there to check on his mom. Then he would not stay up there. He would come back here to where we are. And I would just be like, freaking stop doing these workouts, because he gets up at like 3 something because he wants to make sure he gets his workout. But then he wasn't like, he would get home sometimes at 10, 11 o'clock at night, but he still was going to be up doing that workout. He said, listen to me. Listen, Linda. He said, those workouts ground me. The worse his life is, the more he does the workouts. He said they just help me function. They just help me stay sane. He just came back from 9 months of caring for his aging father. My father-in-law needs a lot of care now. Um, and my husband was just there at the house. I can say it now because Craig back home with me. But my husband lived away from me for the last 9 months. He just got back. And his father's okay. He's stable in a nursing home because it just got to be too much. But he went there, and first thing he set up was his exercise room or exercise area. And I used to look at him like, I don't even know how he can keep this pace, but he was on them workouts. He was on those workouts. And that's what are the spiritual workouts, the spiritual practices do for us. They keep us grounded. Like, I got scared. I would look at my husband, I would be like, oh my gosh. I could just see he was like coming unraveled, but having to try to keep it all together, workout day in and day out. He was like, this is what grounds me. This is what we want to do. This is the gift of Virgo. The gift of Virgo for all of us, the gift of Virgo that keeps speaking, because what is coming down in 2023, it's going to be a shakedown. It's a new beginning that is happening. And this Aquarian age is setting itself up even more. And I just thought about something, goddesses. Let me take a break to welcome in the sisters who are here. But also, do you have your morning Java? We say Java, but whatever Java is for you. I don't drink coffee. I would love to drink coffee. I love coffee, but coffee doesn't love me. Being mindful and consistent is paying off. You know what? Being mindful is the affirmation for this month. And I'm telling you, I have had to lean on that thing multiple times. But being mindful as a lifestyle, being mindful of what's happening throughout the day, that is a spiritual practice. Consistency, actually, it's like we want to be consistent, but consistency is to a certain degree like, how do I feel? I don't always feel happy about working out, but what I do feel is committed, and that's what makes me consistent. I was thinking committed, but consistent. Consistency is definitely, I don't know. It's a spiritual quality and trait. I'm gonna say it that way. What are y'all drinking this morning? Are you drinking water? Are you drinking tea? Are you drinking what are you drinking? Grand Rising Cindy. How are you, Queen? The Empress, the Sage. Greetings to the artists. Bonjour. How are you, Queen Diza? Yes, I feel I work out harder and more when I'm in mental distress. It makes me feel better inside out. Then I stop and back to square one. Yes. So that's what we're working on, Bliss. That's what we're working on. We're working on keeping that consistency. And so this new moon in Virgo is going to help us. But right now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we want to make sure that we are unpacking something. What are you going to let go of? You really want to be clear about that. Drinking water and minding my business. I love this, Natasha. I just tell my mind to shut up. I am not my mind. I am not my body. Satguru. Yes. Y'all know Satguru? Do y'all know Satguru is a Virgo? As much as I love Virgo, sometimes some Virgos irk me. And I used to be a Sadhguru fan. And I still love his wisdom. Don't get me wrong. He's a good person, good human. I meant to tell y'all I'm drinking out of my Rockstar mug. I was in, or I am in a program that actually is what made me more confident, like using my microphone and keeping my sound good and making my little um, hypnosis tracks and stuff like that. Sandy and G are the ones who helped me with all of that, and they're the ones that sent me the rock star mug. They said, "I'm a Tyra, you're a rock star." You know, all of y'all are rock stars too. So herbal tea, decaf coffee, and water. Yeah, Sadhguru is a trip. But I gotta tell y'all, I met Sadhguru one time. Um, his this is crazy, but his USA temple is in Tennessee. And it's in this place that is like Hicktown, okay? Baby, most people don't even know this place exists in Tennessee, okay? I just know it's here cuz it's kind of close to where I am. But I found out Sadhguru was coming here years ago. It may have been 10 years ago or so. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check Sadhguru out. I got me a little ticket. This was before it was like all these big audiences and stuff. And so I drove down to the place. I can't think of the name of it, but anyhow, I drove on down to this place and nice little temple, nice area. Like it's really lovely. And Sadhguru comes in and he sits down. You could tell he was tired as crap too, but he sits down and he's talking and he just channels, And whatever point he was making, he was talking about how in India, they have all the different religions. Everyone just does whatever religion they want to. And he as he was talking about this, he pointed at me and he said, You would fit in India too, with your religion." I was like I never had a personal conversation with Sadhguru. And as he did it, I'm like, is he talking about me? He's just pointing his finger. I was like, he knows. I feel like I'm an alien here in Tennessee. Um, my focus is definitely spiritual practice. Beautiful, beautiful. Working on getting the strength to get up and get my tea and water by my bedside. Oh, I hope you feel better, Bliss. Okay, much pain today. Pain is no fun. I hope you start feeling better. hmm It's about doing things when you don't feel like doing them and acting like you love doing it. Spoken like a true Virgo. Spoken like a true Virgo. But that's her wisdom. Yes, he has a temple here in the United States. He does. He surely does. Okay, so let's just go on ahead and take a few deep breaths. We're going to go into our mindfulness practice. And I personally prefer um no music or whatever. Sometimes I play music when we do this, but we're just going to do a mindfulness practice with no music. So just go on ahead and get in a comfortable seated position. And you want to just kind of feel yourself sink into whatever you're sitting on. And you want to bring your posture so that it's upright but not rigid. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes or drop your gaze to limit visual distraction. And let's just start off by focusing on our breath. Just notice the natural rhythm. Become aware of your inhales and your exhale without trying to change it. Just let yourself breathe. Now, begin to shift your breathing so that you are purposefully breathing into your stomach. With each deep, slow inhale, focus on filling your belly, filling up with breath. Exhale. Inhale down into your belly. Imagine light slowly coming in like the sun rising in the morning, illuminating your stomach and heart. Exhale. After each inhale, hold momentarily before exhaling. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Now just extend each exhale, taking time to push out every last little bit of breath. Inhale and exhale fully, completely. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly, gently breathing out any frustrations or worries, just letting them go. Continuing to breathe slowly into your stomach. Hold. And then very slowly breathe out. If you find your mind wandering, that's okay. Just notice that it happened and think to yourself, my mind wandered. And then go back to focusing on your breath. Some people find it helpful to count as they inhale, hold, and exhale. And I do encourage you to exhale through your mouth. I didn't say that earlier. Now, taking a moment, allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Just noticing sensations that arise as you breathe. Feeling your stomach and chest moving. Noticing the sensation of air moving through your nose or mouth. Does it feel cool or warm? Noticing that by directing your attention to your breath, you are able to be fully present right here, aware of what you're doing. Now, we'll now begin shifting our attention from our breath to our bodies. And take a moment to do a careful inventory of how you feel right now. You might feel stiffness in your muscles. Maybe you notice tension. How does your body feel in the chair or on the floor or whatever you're on? Can you feel your weight? Now, take a moment to pay attention to the sensation of your back or legs in the chair or whatever you're on, noticing how they feel differently than if you were standing. Again, you are here now. Noticing that if a thought arises, that's okay. Just think to yourself, I just had a thought and let it go. If emotions are arising, notice them, label them, and watch them float away. As thoughts and feelings come and go, simply redirecting your attention back to your breath and your body and being gentle about it. Now, take a moment, slowly bringing your attention back from yourself to the external world around you. Shifting away from your breath and your physical sensations to what you can see or hear. Now, focusing on your breath and taking a moment to get space from the busyness and stress of day to day life is so important. And just offering yourself peace, a feeling of centeredness, and calm. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, just really sealing it in, making sure that you're going to bring this in with you into the rest of your day. We bring our mindfulness practice with us just like we bring our yoga practice with us into our life. We bring our mindfulness practice into our life. So bringing that peace, that centeredness, that calm, that focusing your thoughts or being focused on the now moment, bringing all of that back with you, sealing it in. I hope that sounded okay. Sometimes I re-listen to the replays, and I'm like, "Dang, I was hitting the mess out of my little chime." I hope that y'all enjoyed that. Aw, really? That is amazing, Natasha. I am in awe. Okay, now let's just have a quick chat before. I think I'm going to type this in here. I should have typed this in beforehand, but let me just type this in real quickly. I hope that that mindfulness practice was helpful. I like this question. Um, I have a deck. What deck is this? Called Empowering Questions. And so I pulled this. I was looking for one that I felt was Virgo esque. And so this is the one I came up with. What kinds of routines or habits limit my experience of everyday life? Are you aware? Just give me one. Are you aware of just one that limits your experience of everyday life? And it's crazy because a lot of times I feel like social media does it, but half of y'all wouldn't know me if it wasn't for social media. Okay. Okay, good. Good, Keita May. Hey, Veronica. How are you? Glad you are here. Greetings, Queen. Yes, sometimes we get a little bit emotional, Maddox. That is because you're in tune. It's so good. Emotions, that's part of what makes us human. And, I remember when I first learned about how important emotions are, so important that it's very neglected. A lot of people be sleeping on emotions. So I think that's such a good sign. And, you might just want to journal a little bit about it and see what comes forth. But maybe, you know what just came to me, Maddox? Maybe there was some stuck emotion that had been wanting to get released. And in doing the mindfulness and allowing yourself to get calm enough, you were able to release it. I bet you will feel better. Keep me posted, okay? Yay. Glad to hear that, Queen Serene. It's something about mindfulness for me. Like, I I got started doing it more and more in 2020. And now it's one of those things that if I skip doing mindfulness, I crumble. It's weird, but where I don't exercise, I do my mindfulness. Yeah, you and me both, Serene. I really have to, I have like all kinds of things that I do to remind myself of what I can do instead of being on social media. Like, think about what did you used to do before we had social media? I used to read all the time. I used to read all the time. I used to listen to books on tape. Okay, so y'all know, did I date myself? I think I dated myself. If I was trying to act like I was young, I just had to let y'all know I'm not young. Yeah, I used to listen to books on tape. It was not audiobooks, it was books on tape. Um, till some of the tapes would just tear up. I would just listen to them all, over and over and over in my car. And I journaled. I have so many journals. I'm back into journaling now. Just a lifelong learner. And social media has kind of like, taken that away. So let's see here. What kinds of habits or routines? Routines or habits? So the social media habit is one. And the question is, what do we need to do to turn that around? Like for me, I have told myself, if I didn't pay for it, I may not need to watch it. Now, things like astrological videos, my stuff, y'all come on over here and watch because y'all know this is nourishing. Okay. We're not just mindlessly being here. We're very mindful. So anything that I look at that's free, it needs to be something that's intentional and mindful. I'm not gonna lie, I love looking at the little babies. I do, but I limit it. It's like, maybe 1, 2 videos. You got to get off of this. We're not doing this, okay? Um, what else did we do before we had social media? We would go for walks. We would go hang out. Some of us went shopping, so let's not do that, because I have had to get in touch with the fact that I do a little bit more retail therapy, not necessarily for clothes and stuff like that, but I don't know, just spending money. Um, it could be on vitamins and herbs. I'll just go to the health food store and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I do need that." "No, you don't, Tyra. You don't need that." Okay, so what kinds of routines limit your experience of everyday life? So you gotta stop and go through your day, and it's like, "Okay, what are the routines that are limiting my experience of everyday life?" Um, yeah. Sometimes it's so I want y'all to understand when we are working with the subconscious mind is like being on a railroad track and it's just going forward. Because the subconscious mind, think about it, it's like a 7-year-old child. What do children need? Structure and routine, baby. They like doing the same thing day in and day out. This is what makes children healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay. And so the subconscious mind is like a 7-year-old child, and it is just on one railroad track. And unless we make it move, or y'all gonna come through and make something happen, that subconscious mind just wants to stay on that one railroad track. And so what ends up happening is we're just like we're like machines. I'll say it this way. Machines, a lot of the automation that we see, like in email marketing or just emails, what we're taught is you create, or if you're automating your business, when this happens, then this email gets sent, or when this happens, then the next thing that is done is, a message is sent. This is the next step. It's just all these triggers. So what you have to think about with your habits is that it could be as simple as the room that you go in. Oh, here's a good one. Like, I love eating cashews. And so I have to do something to make sure that I don't have something in place that I'll just go mindlessly. If I walk through the kitchen, I have done this. This is why I'm talking about it. I'll open up the pantry. Let's say I'm going for the oil, but I'm not being mindful, and it's a trigger. It's like most of us are actually just living in automaton mode, honestly, seriously. And it's no judgment. This is just how we were created to be in the physical realm, and it kind of helps you to keep you from having to constantly be thinking about the things that you're going to do over and over and over. So if you're going to be in that trance like state, what you want is to make sure that whatever's in that trance like state, you okay with it happening. And so I had gotten myself in this position of just go in as soon as I opened the pantry, automatically grab the cashews, get some, and I'm like, I did not even open this to eat cashews. Like, I'm not even hungry. Why am I eating cashews? That's a little bit of a disturbing thing for me. And so now I make it so that, I move stuff around. I don't let everything just stay the same. And that's what we have to do. Because it could be something as simple as when you walk in a room, you automatically turn the TV on and then once the TV come on, we in trance double time with that, right? So, or maybe it's you turn the computer on and then the next thing you know, you've been sitting there looking at social media. And so you just want to be mindful of even something small. These are not necessarily glaring, horrible things that we're doing. It's like you just want to notice your life and figure out which routines are helping you and which routines are hindering you. So, a routine that hinders me from working out is, oh, I'm just going to check email. No, no. Never check email before you work out. When you home working out online and you don't have a live teacher or a trainer, never check email, right? So it could be something like that, okay? Okay. That's a good one that I know, that I know, that I know, that I know a lot of us are dealing with. Picking up the phone before I get out of bed. So it's like, do you need to sleep with the phone in a different room and have another device wake you up if you use your phone? I do use my phone to wake me up, but you know, one of the things I've done is train myself. Is certain apps I go on. I even on my phone this week I created um, one page, I guess that's what you call it. I have an iPhone that has the apps on it that is like, these are the good apps. These are the apps that are good. And I told myself, "You leave it on this one all the time." And I even decided I'm gonna start moving the icons because on iPhones you can create well, I guess on the Androids, you can create a lot of different pages. And this week I jumbled them up it was like, "Ooh, I can't find anything." Because what do? Social media. We just not even thinking about it. We scroll. Our subconscious mind will be like, every time she sees that one, she stops and she goes there. And so that must be something she wants to do. And so um, we don't mean to set up these kinds of automations in ourselves, but we do. And so we have to find ways to stop them when we see that they are limiting our experience of everyday life, right? We just have to make that choice. Like Serene said, go with it and sell ourselves on it. Like, this is amazing. When I wake up in the morning time, the first thing I do is I pick up a book and I start reading it. I pick up a journal and start journaling it. And initially it's a little bit hard, but that's why we have Virgo. That's why we have Virgo. Because Virgo is like, you know what? You're gonna take this bitter pill. All right. And you're gonna it's gonna be good for you too. Social media is one of those things I don't like, but have to do like I love it to share my gifts. No, I believe in social media. I really do. It's the mindless scrolling for me that I don't like. I I I would not be in business. I appreciate technology. It's the effect and I think we talked about this maybe last week when we were talking about the VR. It's just we have to make sure that we're extremely mindful in how we use it, but we give thanks for it because before social media, I don't even know if I'd be able to do this business. Okay. Maybe I'd be at the local, what do you call that? Like crystal store, hoping folks are gonna come in and get their readings. ah, Palo Santo. I love Palo Santo. I'm so happy for you, Natasha. That is beautiful. Being overly critical of myself, it will send me on a mental tailspin into negativity. Yeah. A lot of us do that. Definitely showing myself more compassion in those moments. I'm going to pull something up real quick. You just made me think about something. Because I had said I was going to start talking about these gremlins, and I want to see if I can find a quick quote. But yeah, the gremlins that we have come up, is rough. It is rough. Let's see here. There's this coach who sends these emails. I'll see if I can find them and post them inside of the group peg and tag you. Okay, Maddox, good. I'm even getting back into journaling and gratitude. Nice on a daily. Good. Whether it's out loud or in my journal. I think out loud is perfection. I love that. That's all I watch on YouTube, astrological videos. I tell myself I'm not inviting toxicity into my life. Got to break away from love and hip hop, Miami, but the drama is so entertaining. Yeah, sometimes we need a little bit of something like that. Every now and again, little, because we're alive. Okay, we're alive, and there's a part of ourselves that likes a little bit of, a little bit of petty. I watched this comedian, uh, I can't remember his name, but anywho, yeah, it's just like I let myself look a little bit of, look at a little bit of nonsensical stuff. Now, actually, this comedian is he will talk about social issues too or whatever. He's a little wise, but yeah. Okay. Social media. So Virgo, yes, or Virgo bliss. Yes. It is time for you. That's amazing that you were alcohol free for 7 months. So just continue to make these choices. This is a great moon for you because it's a Virgo moon and it's going to give you that opportunity to do your reset. Um Also Virgo bliss, what is your rising sign? I can't remember. I always think I can figure things out on the fly. I've learned the hard way to get back into a routine, yes, with systems that will help me stay in line and not think of it as someone giving me orders. I agree because I my thing is always like, let's be like my aunt. Let's test some stuff out. And, when we test things out, then we begin to realize, well, when I follow these routines, I get this, and this is how I feel as a result of it. And when I follow these over here, this is how I feel. And these are the results that I get. And so we just get to make a choice. And that's the thing I've always said. Just be okay with the choice that you've made. Just like now, nobody's hearing me complain about my weight or anything because I know the choices that I have made. You'll hear me talk and say, I'm not giving up on myself, but I'm not going to be beating myself up. I made the choice to do whatever that has landed me wherever I am, and I have to sell just like Serene said, I have to sell myself. I'm like, I really love fill in the blank. The other way we can do it is I am committed. When I'm committed, it's just like, nobody said I had to be happy to do this. Nobody says I have to really love working out. Nothing. Um, and yeah. Now I love that peg. AM to keep you mindful. Love it. Love it. So I'm gonna put this up. A lot of times I try not to put up the more sensitive comments, but I just want to reframe this. Bad habits of peanut butter cookies and alcohol. So let's look at these, Virgo. Yes, they may be habits because now they are part of your routine. And what we can call this is one of my coaches gave me a good term. How does she say it? Nourishing. It's like sort of like soothing. Soothing may not be the exact word that she used because it was like there's nourishing, there's soothing, and then there's more of like things that we do to help us survive. It's really like sometimes we do things, it looks like it's sabotage, but actually it's self-protection. It's more of like a protective thing. And maybe you haven't been feeling safe in some kind of way. And what do? We'll revert back to the tried and true. And so what ends up happening is, it's just like when we hear about people who are moving past um addiction, and they'll try and then they fail, they try and they fail. So it's like trying and failing is a part of the healing process, because every time we fail there's something new that we learn. Like, okay, I see that when when I saw how unsafe I felt at this point, that's when I should have done something very different, but I let it go too far, and so now I have reverted back to the coping mechanisms that I have that are the most harmful to me. And so now I just need to find new ways to feel safe. And that's why I do things like mindfulness, like you're talking about journaling, even if it's out loud. This is what the spiritual practice is designed for. Even when we deviate, we can always come back to it, right? So I want us to see our bad habits as they were put in place by a version of ourselves that was doing her best to protect us. Cause there's a lot of people that go out and do some stuff that's like ratchet, like horrible. They going out hurting other folks. They just like lashing out at everyone else. And then, but some of us, we turn it in on ourselves. And so what we have to learn to do is number one, notice when we're getting ready to go there. And then number two, what's something else we can do to get so steeped in another habit that that becomes our default way of soothing ourselves. And so, and you don't even have to go from peanut butter cookies, no, and alcohol to no peanut butter cookies and no alcohol. Maybe you go from instead of peanut butter cookies, you're going to go to something that may not be exactly like the best for your body, but it's better than peanut butter cookies. It may be you're going to be like, well, I just like for me, I used to just love sugar. I still do. I'm not even past it. If you give me some cake, oh my gosh, I even was going to go to the store yesterday. I was going to buy a cupcake because I was in a moment of just feeling, I don't know what was wrong with me yesterday. And I said, uh, 178, Tyra, I'm gonna need for you to take charge here. She talked me out of it, right? But I'll eat the apples or something like that, which I know is healthy, but for me it's like what can I do so that I don't go eat something that is not okay for me. Or maybe you go from peanut, but what's something she could go from? What could you go from instead of doing peanut butter cookies? Now you don't have to go to green apples. Maybe you want to go from peanut butter cookies to crackers where there's no sugar, but you still getting that carb. And then you'll until you get yourself feeling comfortable. Maybe it's crackers and tuna. Ooh, I love crackers and tuna, but I can't eat crackers, right? So maybe you go to from there, where are you gonna go next? Like you can baby step your way out knowing that the most nourishing thing might be energy work. And maybe even after you eat the peanut butter cookies, you start doing your energy work because you get your fix, do the energy work. You drink, you like, you know what? If I'm a drink and I'm gonna eat my peanut butter cookies, I'm gonna get up here and do this energy work too. I'm gonna journal. I'm gonna turn on something that is gonna help to elevate my mind. Nobody said we got to be perfect when we're doing all of this, right? I'm gonna be 100. My worst days of sugar addiction, I still was like, I ain't giving up on myself. I'm gonna turn on something positive. While maybe I just ate a whole butt ton of sugar. Don't care. I'm not giving up on me. So I might have done something that was more of like coping, but I'm gonna combine it also with something that's nourishing, even if I listen to it. Because see, once we're on that level where energetically our vibration um is depressed, let's say it that way. It's like we not at 100, right? We might be at 30, we might be at 50. Even when we listen, sometimes it actually feels like it's just too much positivity. You just want to put on whatever you can handle. Put on enough. Turn it on, put it in the background where you're not even fully listening to it. These are the kinds of this is the messiness of spirituality. Okay? Nobody said that it's about being like Satguru or all these people who we perceive to be as perfect. I hope y'all don't perceive me to be perfect. I am highly imperfect, and I'm perfectly imperfect though. Okay, that's how I see myself, perfectly imperfect. But all these people who look so perfect in what they do, um, that's not required. That's not required to be spiritual. That's not required to, move yourself from I'm at 30% of my ashe to I'm at 70% of my ashe. It's not required. Okay. The only thing that is required is that number one, be very good with there. I remember when I told myself, I am not gonna be like, I don't understand why I can't stop eating all this sugar. I fell yet again, because that was me, Pisces over here. Y'all, I'm gonna be 100 Pisces. We could be some of the biggest pity party people on the face of the planet. I started telling myself, throat check, honey. Okay. You're a child of Shango. Okay. Shango, don't be doing no excuses. Shango is good with the choices that Shango makes. So you choose. I'm choosing to eat this sugar because I'm nervous as all get out right now. All right. That's why I'm choosing to eat this sugar. And it felt so much better. I would actually just kinda, like, enjoy it because half the time we ain't even enjoying whatever we're doing when it's more of like, I'm just trying to, like, numb myself. Because guess what? It's numbing us. We not even feeling it. We already know we using it to check out, right? And so what we want to do is just be like, "I'm checking out right now." I'm telling myself right now, I'm getting ready to get on social media because this is all Imma do. If I don't, I might just get up and do something that just, like, start yelling at people, and I think I don't wanna do that right now, And so you just wanna be okay with it, and then it puts you in the position to be able to make that choice of, "Okay, I did this now, but I'm gonna do something different now." And it's okay to bounce back and forth. Eventually, you're gonna stop bouncing back so much. And 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 then you don't even go there anymore. You're over here now, okay? So I really want us to look at bad habits as more of like, yeah, I've just kind of fallen into this thing. It has worked. The version of myself created it. So I just got to create a new version of myself. And she ain't going to do that. The new version of myself, she ain't bringing that with me. Because let me tell y'all, I might still struggle with sugar. I do not eat sugar. That is no good for me. I'm not dealing with it. I eat a little bit here and there. Everybody loves sweet treats, all right? But the version of myself that created sugar addiction, she is no longer running this show. And you know why? It's just I just kept making choices, bouncing back and forth, bouncing back and forth. When you get a high dental bill and when you got to go buy a new wardrobe, that might make you make some different choices. That's what happened to me. Yeah. 2 to 3 hours later, yeah. I love this. Yeah, we just have to make different choices. Okay. Take care. Proud of you, Natasha. Oh, okay. Yeah, crystal stores. It's dangerous. We all struggling with the crystal stores. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you might want to be a little bit more kind to yourself, a little bit more compassion. That's how I'll say it. A little bit more compassion. Yeah. So what's going to happen, Bliss, because you're talking about it, it's apparent that it's on your mind. And when you feel like you're ready to make different choices, you will. The worst thing we can do is beat ourselves up. And I know that's extremely hard for Virgos and you triple Virgo. It's very difficult. But you just need to look at when you putting yourself down for doing this, how do you show up versus, okay, I know I'm doing it and I'm just going to be figuring out what I can do next to kind of move myself in a new direction. Or like, of course, if you've had a spinal injury at birth, of course, I could see why this could be something that would be a way to soothe myself. Of course, I can see that. For me, sugar, of course, I can see why I was I had sugar addiction. I was raised up in violence and it was a whole bunch of unprocessed stuff. The more I process it, I don't need sugar. I love it, but I don't need it. So, spinal conditions, Capricorn and Scorpstellium. Wow. Learning just gave that's a word right there. It's hard for earth peeps not to binge and be hard on ourselves. Yes. And so we do have to go out of our way. That's because we have to remember we are all powerful. Okay. We are all powerful and we are the divine in a body. And that whatever struggles that we are facing, let me tell y'all, here's something else I want y'all to think about that the places where we feel we struggle the most in our life, that's where we have hidden our power. And that struggle is a call to go reclaim your power. It's all about how we framing it. See, when you're told, drinking too much is bad, and you're like, yeah, it is bad. then it just becomes worse. Like the way you perceive it, the way you show up to it, all that, it's even harder to get past it because you don't even have the wherewithal to do it. For some people, it might be food. Somebody else, it might be, social media, or some folks, they really are struggling with bad relationships. Maybe it's lack of boundaries. Who knows what it is? But just know that all of us are dealing with something. And so, what we have to do is where we struggle, that's where we have hidden our power. Aw. This is Sandy, the one. Sandy, do you see I'm drinking out of my Rockstar mug? Sandy's a Virgo also. Well, no, wait a minute. Yes, Virgo. Maybe try peanut butter and celery with a peanut butter without too much added sugar or other nut butter. That's a very good point. Try a different version. That's actually really ingenious now that I think about it. Don't give up the peanut butter, give up the cookies. Eat it peanut butter and crackers. See, that's taking out one level, but you're still getting a little bit, a little bit of that feel. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, we're turning on ourselves when we decide, "No, I'm not turning on myself this time." Yes. Very nice, Natasha. Yes. Oatmeal raisin or vegan cookies. You know what? That's actually ingenious too, Peg. Because, if we could just go from the thing that will really make, because it sounds like the two go together. Even if you get rid of one, let's say give up the alcohol, keep the peanut butter cookies, right? Or give up the cookies, no, keep the alcohol and give up the cookies. I think giving up the alcohol and keeping the peanut butter cookies is the better route at this point. Um, bliss. But, yeah, I think that or finding something that's like them. So instead of doing alcohol, maybe do kombucha, which I can't even drink kombuchas. I can't even do kombucha, y'all. But, instead of doing alcohol, do kombucha and go find some healthier type of cookies, because it's not gonna really sit well with you, but at least it won't be exactly what you do, but it's not, like, so different from what you do. I love these ideas. I love these ideas. Okay. Okay. What helped me with alcohol, stop buying it for the house. Socially, when I meet up with friends, going out to eat, I would have 1, max 2. Yep. Ooh, I've been using the ginger also. I use the little pills because I think the crystallized ginger that I was looking at had some sugar added to it. So I found these little pills that maybe have a little bit of sugar, but not much. Yeah. Anytime we don't have whatever we are falling for in the house, I'm like you, Peg. If for you it's alcohol, for me it's sugar. My family knows. If they have some sugar up in here, I'm like, y'all got to take that, put that in a different room because I'm telling you, I'm gonna eat it. This is supposedly the great and mighty Tyra, the spiritual guide, the goddess guru. Mm, bring cupcakes into the room. I'm like, "Oh my god." Immediately, y'all won't even know. I'm like looking at them like, "Oh my god." When me and Azizi were at the training for NLP, so I was like, "Who is bringing in these desserts?" The only reason I was strong enough was I was like, "I ain't getting COVID again. All these people back here at this table picking up these cupcakes. I will not." Yeah, this is why, oh, Zizi gone. This is why we, do mindfulness practice. I didn't wanna say this during the practice because I didn't wanna talk too much, but that's one of the reasons we do mindfulness, because it does help to train the brain. It helps to It trains the brain. Typically, our brains are just runaway train tracks, and so, of course, we're gonna be, like, vegging out on social media, eating cookies, drinking alcohol, talking incessantly, scrolling, checking email, incessantly, whatever the things are that we do, um, of course, when our minds are just runaway trains. And then the other thing is we don't challenge anything. The mind is just running amok. We don't challenge it. And next thing we know, our mind got us hemmed up and we using something to help calm us down, right? Gotta take that deep breath. That's one of the reasons why I include recordings with the retreat is because I want y'all to have something you can use once you leave the retreat, even though I tell y'all, go back and watch the recordings. Even 6 months or a year later, man, I go back and listen to some of the classes that I created at the top of this year. I reposted one of them about, Venus retrograde. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing." We can't keep up with all this stuff, right? So we need to go back and re-listen and re-listen and re-listen. Mhm. Nice. I love this, Deva. It's no joke. It's no joke. And congratulations, 60-pound weight release. Oh, God. Yay. After quitting sugar 2 years ago. I'm so happy for you, Deva. Look, I got to come see your picture on Facebook because even you look different in this one. I can barely see it where I am, but wow. Yeah, I love it. PTSD sometimes has a hold on you. Okay. Yeah. PTSD is no joke. I've dealt with PTSD and it again, it PTSD, mindfulness, also releasing. So I love doing the EFT, the tapping for things like that. We really have to kind of find out what will help me. What do I need to do? I think also for you, Keto May, is like what I do is when I find myself like that, it's like I can't get up. I can't, I'm just like stuck. Then I'll say, get up now, go for a walk outside. Or I have a trampoline. I'll say, get on the trampoline. It's like you have to push yourself when that kind of thing happens, and you want to move your body. Like you can even just shake. I want y'all just to take time to just shake right now. Shake, shake, shake. Inhale and exhale. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your hands, your arms, your legs. Shake, shake, shake. And then take a deep breath. But we have to make the choice to do these kinds of things. That's one of the reasons why I love the world that we live in. You can find somebody online to get some shake routines, okay? Okay. See, you already got a plan. Nice, Virgo bliss. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're going to get rid of the spammer. We got a spammer on Facebook. I get spammy comments more on my replays here on YouTube, but on Facebook, they show up in the live. It's annoying. Annoying. Okay. Yeah. I hope you come on in to the new moon. We're gonna work on all that, Queen. We're gonna work on all that. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is just I wanna go over this Odu real quick. So another Odu that I want to focus on, and then I have to go because I don't know if y'all saw my post. I am taking, let me see here, Spanish classes now, and I have a class at 10. Yes. And so ED, ED. So as I was talking this week in the weekly video, I saw ED and oh no, ED came to my mind. And well, yeah. So it's this energy of Yemonja. Yemonja and Oshun. I would say those are the two goddesses that are really running this year. Um Yemonja from the oracle, as well as there was a lot going on in Pisces at the beginning of the year. And then Oshun, like we started the year out with Venus retrograde. Um, she and Mars, Venus and Mars met, was it 2 or 3 times? At least twice. She's in charge of the retrogrades. She recently conjuncted Lilith, and I think this week maybe she conjunct Ceres. Venus is turning up. She's showing up, and that is the same energy as Oshun. And so, um, yeah, this one here. This is something that if you answer this question, what are my most important values? How are they reflected in my life and in my daily decisions? Your values are more important than your beliefs. Trust and believe. Okay. And when we're talking about, um, how do we just say this? I guess you could say like the hierarchy of change. Um, okay. I'm talking about our habits, and here I am forgetting this hierarchy that I know is true. But this is how the mothers work because they like, you need to talk about values. So when we think about our values, this is an energy of Venus and Oshun. When we think about our values, your values are going to dictate what you do. And so when I think about changing my habits, the first thing I need to do is change my value. Because I can think to myself, oh, I need to work out. Working out is healthy for me, it's good for my body, and it's going to also help me to slim down my body. Um, those are all very rational and, you know, like reasonable thoughts. But if I don't actually value working out, it kind of goes back to what Priestess Serene mentioned. If I don't value it, I'm not going to do it. And you know if you value it or not because you're going to do it. What do you value? And I want y'all, like one of my coaches said, don't weaponize this against yourself. Don't use this against yourself, what I'm about to say. You use it to empower yourself, okay? You know what you value by what you do every day. You know exactly what you value. And so what I told myself was, it's like what Priestess Serena said, selling myself on working out. I love working out. Working out is awesome. How do I know I value, how do I build this value of exercise? Well, maybe I have to figure out the best way for me, you know? Maybe I have to just force myself to do it, and then eventually I will see the benefits of it, and that's what will create the value. I don't know, but I can assure you, whatever you value, that's what you're going to manifest. That's what you're going to do. And that's how you begin to make the change. It's no judging yourself. It's just, okay, I haven't been valuing, boop, fill in the blank, and now I value it. I'm going to sell myself on valuing it. You get to install whatever values. You're not stuck with the values you had when you were 20. You ain't stuck with those values. As a matter of fact, you don't even value what you valued at 20, right? You got a whole different set of values. Even from 20 to 22, our values change. we can change, we can install. And so one of the ways I do, say for instance with business, one of the ways that I was able to get myself into business mode and like, okay, I'm actually doing this, is I started watching people who have businesses. And I would say, what do they do? Well, they value their time. And how do they value their time? They are very mindful of how they spend their time. Or the other thing I might do is, um, or like they value technology, and they value the use of technology and how it helps them to have their business, how it helps them to, serve their clients. And so once I started saying, okay, I value all of this, then I started doing it. I started changing the way I showed up with my time. Can you do this? No, I cannot do that. I don't care if I did it 200 times before. I value my time now as somebody who owns a business, and therefore is certain things that I'm going to do and certain things I'm not going to do. Okay. Um, or, you know, I value technology, and therefore I will get on, even though initially I was nervous as crap coming on YouTube. But I was like, you know what? Those who have a business, they value making a connection with their community using social media. And therefore, I'm going to do what they do. Sometimes you have to model the person. That's what NLP really is about modeling excellence. And you just install these values in you, and you will take your life in a new direction. So boom, I will have to make sure I focus on that this weekend. But the other energy that's really important is this energy of Yemanjah. She does speak through the Odu ED. Okay. And the question I most love that has been asked is, what do you need to put a seal on and never return to? In other words, how can we avoid being like Lottie? Who is Lottie? Well, in the Bible, there's Lot, and Lot was fleeing, and they said, "Don't turn around and look back." Lottie was, I guess, she was curious. She turned around, and what happened? She got stuck. She froze. She turned. I don't know how the people Christians think I'm super woo woo when I be looking at their Bible like that's woo woo stuff right there. You turn what she turned into, y'all? A pillar of salt? I don't know what she turned into, but I know she was not human at that point. Like I never really thought about it until just like that's weird. um that's what I see is like if I don't put a seal on this thing, then I become more like Lottie. I'm gonna be stuck. It's not going to be good. Okay. I'm not going to get free. So putting that seal on that thing. So ED, think about Virgo season. Virgo season is the last season or the last sign before the next month, the next season, which is our next 90-day block. So what do we need to put a seal on? What we not taking into the fall? Okay. What are we not taking into Libra season? What do we need to put a seal on? What are we not taking into 2022? Okay, we need to be thinking about these things now. We need to be putting seals on some stuff, as much stuff as we can. Put a seal on it because ED is an Odu that's about the ending. It's number 4, right before we go into the next Odu, which I don't know what the next one is. I don't have them all memorized, but I know that this one is 4. And when you go into the next Odu, it's more about new beginnings. Okay. Um, so yeah, avoid complacency. Self-care and forgiveness are indicated. New beginnings on the horizon. It's important to take action to manifest the desired outcome. And so if we ain't placing a seal on something that needs the seal to be placed on, we probably not going to be taking the action to manifest the desired outcome. ED just trying to help us out, y'all. ED just trying to help us out. Let me see what y'all saying over here. Mm-mm. Sometimes the more you try to quit a habit, the more drawn to it you become. That is such a good point. And that is because when we say no to something, the universe is like, oh, it's a lot of energy going into this. The universe doesn't hear no. The universe actually doesn't even really hear yes. It hears energy. And wherever you're pouring your energy, like, I just want to stop this. I don't know why I'm doing this. The universe is like, for some reason, I'm getting the vibes of energy going in this direction. She's like saying, doing like this, and it's just like so much energy there. Her mind is there every day. We're gonna give her more of it. Crank it up. I can just imagine there's like some button they press and it just like makes it go up, right? So the more we want to um let go of the choices that we make that don't take us in the direction that we want to go. See how I'm very intentional with how I talk? No judgment. It's just I'm doing things I don't this is not in my best interest. I can even see how it's not in my best interest. And I'm going to do it without judging myself. And when I can, I'm gonna make a different choice. I'm gonna try to make 5 different choices today. If I eat 5 pieces of cake most days, today I'm just gonna eat 3 pieces of cake. I'm not gonna say no to the cake. I'm not giving up the cake. I'm just gonna see, can I make choices that are a little bit better in my interest, just a little bit better in my interest. The more we come to ourselves with compassion, I made a post about that somewhere yesterday. The more we treat ourselves with compassion, the better. The more we're like, yeah, of course I can see why I do this. Like, it makes complete sense. Yeah. And I feel miserable. Like some days I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna say it out loud. I feel miserable. I don't say I am miserable, or, I do my best to just acknowledge what it is without owning it. So however you want to say it. If you're in pain, it's like, I'm experiencing this pain. Yes, it is here. And it sucks. Like the more we allow ourselves to say this, but it's when it's like, I'm just gonna try to act like it's not here. That's when it becomes so much more difficult. So thank you for saying that. Yes. So what's another word we can call bad habits? We can call coping mechanisms. I just want us to kind of try to now, if bad habits doesn't trigger you or make you feel bad about yourself, then you can say bad habits. But I want us to really be conscious and aware that we want to use words like, I'm doing things because I feel, I don't feel well. And this is what, is helping me to cope. And I'm gonna keep it at the top of my mind. Some other choices out there. I gotta just see them. I just gotta keep my eyes open to see what they are. And I'm gonna tell you, some of us need to go get some support. Do y'all need a reading? Please sign up for a reading. Do y'all need some coaching? I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna create a waiting list for when I'm doing coaching. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start doing some VIP days for people who don't want to do the long-term coaching but could use some TLC with someone who's spiritual. Yet, I'm a coach, a trained coach. um if you don't work with me, go work with somebody. Okay, I don't care. I just want y'all to feel better. And I am telling y'all, the majority of what I do is I reach out to somebody and get help. And where I can't, I will download some type of app, and then I'll start to, like I said, I find somebody I can tell. I'll tell y'all some days. That's why I talk about it all the time. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna act like I have achieved what I've been telling y'all I'm struggling with. No, I'm gonna keep telling y'all because I want to stay accountable. Yeah. I want y'all just to look at it as, okay, this is a coping mechanism that I have, and I just need to, that's all it is. Like, no judgment. Okay. My most important value is respecting myself, being true to myself, being honest with myself. Those are amazing, Natasha. Yes. We don't call it programming for nothing. Exactly. She's talking about Lottie. Oh my God, that is so funny. Greetings, Natalia. Welcome, goddess. Welcome. Mhm. I've been quoting this so much here lately. If we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Look at yourself more as like a precious soul, Virgo. Look at yourself more as precious. You're very precious, Tokara. It's very precious. Maybe even take that time. And I remember in 2020, I had been so hard on myself. I was so negative. And then I just started holding myself, and then I'll do like that. Hmm. And I'll imagine that I'm holding my little Tyra. That's why I keep little pictures of myself around. Oh, I'm like, okay. Sometimes I put it up. It's like, I understand. You are having a rough time. I even feel a little bit emotional just doing that because I just feel for y'all. Life can be hard. Life can be hard, but we were born for such a time as this. We were born to find our power, tap the power within. Yeah. So I want you to give yourself a little bit of hug. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Hmm. And what it does is it keeps putting it so that it's like lets you know. The way I look at the test is it's a gauge. I get to see how am I? And I tell you, the universe, it tests me with that cake. And let me see here. When did I make it? I can't remember. It was sometime this year I made a Coca-Cola cake. Whenever my family is home, they know I'm gonna make a Coca-Cola cake. It's the cake my mother-in-law made. So I'll make the cake too. And she has a special recipe and everything. And let me turn this on so I can make myself get off here because my class is gonna start in 4 minutes. Um, but yeah, I will make it and then I'll just be like, oh my gosh, I cannot say no. I can't even eat chocolate. This is a Coca-Cola cake. I'm not even supposed to eat chocolate. And I have figured out how much I can eat without it making me sick. And all I told myself was, this just lets me know I ain't over cake. I am not over cake. Maladaptive habits, yeah. As long as that doesn't make you feel bad, that would be good. With my PTSD, what has been helping me is sitting down and remind myself my brain has been protecting me all my life and forgive myself for the frustration, even when I don't understand it at the moment. I shall. I love that, Natasha Z. You sound like my mom. Are you a Libra? Or do you have 7th house placements, Natalia? Because you sound just like a Libra. That sounds so Libra-like or 7th house-like. Okay, this was interesting. I never really know what we're gonna do other than what I plan on doing with you all. But sometimes I don't really know how the conversation is gonna go because I like it to go where y'all need it to go. So I just want to invite you all. We're talking about dealing with our habits. We're talking about Capricorn. We're talking about that's definitely a Capricorn thing too. Capricorns are about moderation. Don't be doing too much with Capricorn, okay? But yeah, no matter where you are in your journey, I hope that you join me. It's all about me loving on y'all and providing a space for you to get that perspective that you need so that you're ready to go out into this next month and rock it. I love y'all so much. Glad to hear this. Thank y'all. All right. I have to go to mi clase de español. All right, Paulette, you see I'm using a few more words. I got to get my confidence up. And I forgot minutes. But anywho, I appreciate you. And yes, see you at the Reset, Queen. I cannot wait. It is our honor, bliss. Let me tell you something. You are very vulnerable today, and it's going to really profit you so much is when we bring stuff out of the darkness into the light. Okay, it's when we keep it in the dark, that thing grows. And the next thing we know, we got a boogeyman on our hands, okay? But you did something that is very, very strong. You were vulnerable and you allowed the sisters to come and hold you and support you. We are cheering for you, Bliss. We love you. And yeah, you got this, baby girl. You got this, sister. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. It is always lovely sitting together one day. That's right, Natasha. Tell her. That's why we are all here. One day we're going to be in person. All right. Okay, so I will see y'all soon. Hopefully I'll see you in the retreat. Today, you still can get the early bird discount rate. Doors close on Friday. And then we're gonna have a wonderful time on Saturday. I cannot wait. Love you all so much. All right, peace.